Hello and welcome along to part 19 of this Dark Souls guide and playthrough. Today we're going to go and take on one of the evilest enemies in this game. We picked up the Black Eye Orb from outside the Firekeeper's cell in Firelink Shrine. Remember when it said she was dead and we picked up the Dingy set? So you need that, equip that item, put it in your bar because we need that in order to invade the world of the guilty. I'm sure most of you will have a good idea who that particular NPC is. Anyway, first of all we have to make our way to the area, and that's the main room of this cathedral. We haven't been there yet. So take this guy out and I'll show you a shortcut to get there. You don't want to have to run all the way back to the roof. That's the actual normal path, run all the way back to the roof. And no, it's not actually, I'm lying, you just go to the room to your right down there. But anyway, you can see that there's an area there. That's not how to do it, and you can see that the actual main hall of the cathedral hasn't loaded up yet, and you can see that there's like kind of wood behind there, or like grass or greenery. Again, that's not how you do it, but you do this, you jump off here, land here, and now it's loaded up. You can see the stairs have loaded up now. So you'll recognise this area. We were here in the last episode. On the left we've got the Prowling Demon, and we're not going to take him on this episode, we'll take him on the next episode. And on the right, that's the room where you've got the two Silver Knights, one guarding the Silver Knight armour set, and they're both spear wielding Silver Knights. So you'll recognise the area before we come to here, which is the main hall of the cathedral. So if you go down those stairs, you'll encounter those two Royal Sentinels, and that's also the way to the boss room in this area. But don't go that way yet, come up here first. We've got a couple of things to do before we go down there. You can see that there's a broken pane glass here. We'll come back to that in a moment. First of all, make your way around this way, and we're now on the opposite side of the hall. Come down here to the left, and we're going to meet an important NPC down here. What's that Prowling Demon doing here? I don't know, it's something I've never looked into, but it's curious that he's in there, and he's in the prayer room as well. Anyway, this is the Giant Blacksmith. So let's see what to say. Yep, so he can do many things. He can craft lightning weapons. And also if you give him boss souls. No one home, everyone's gone. That's interesting. So he maybe worked here when the gods were here. Anyway, so same dialogue again. Boss souls, if you give him boss souls, there you go. Lightning weapons, boss souls, there you go. If you've got a plus 10 weapon, you can give him the boss soul. Soul of Sith required to make that weapon. You can also make boss shields. Something that you'll come back to maybe in New Game Plus. He also sells important upgrade items. Green shards, large titanite shards, twinkling titanite. All very expensive, and unless you are in a pinch and you're desperate for these items, I wouldn't suggest buying them, I would suggest farming them. You can also buy the giant set, so the set that the Sentinels wear, and their weapons and their shields. The Giant's armour is one of the best heavy armours in this game. Favoured by a lot of PvP players. But it's something I wouldn't recommend not using until New Game Plus. So remember when we come up to we approached the Cathedral of Anor Londo, there was two Sentinels. There was one on the right and one on the left, and we only took on the one on the right, and then proceeded along to take on the Batwing Demons, and then along the path that took us to the Silver Knights Archers. Well, we're going to take these guys out, and then we're going to open the gate, or the door to the left there, that basically creates a shortcut between the two different areas. So take these guys out first. And as you see, we just cheese them again. Okay, just cheese him again. I apologise for that banging, that was me. Some loud noises in the background, trying to get it turned down a wee bit. So change back over to normal set of armour, and you can see there's an item up there, and we'll go and pick that up. That's, you get to that item by going through the broken stained glass. Open that door and roll back the way, otherwise you'll get hit possibly. There's a ring behind the Giant Blacksmith. It's called the Hawk Ring, and basically what it does is it increases your the range of your arrows by 50%. It also keeps the damage. See, the arrows lose damage over distance, so by equipping the Hawk Ring you can actually maintain the same amount of damage over a greater distance. It also increases binocular zoom according to the wiki, but anyway, we'll go and pick that up just now. And on the way there we'll pick up the Dragon Slayer Great Bow. That's the bow that's used by the Silver Knights, and it once belonged to the Giants, so like the Giant Blacksmith. He's actually a friend of an NPC called I forgot, Goth. We'll see in a minute what his name is. Anyway, so that's the Dragon Slayer Great Bow. It's so big that it actually has to be rested on the ground by a human when he's in use. It uses Dragon Slayer arrows, which you can buy from the Giant Blacksmith, and you can upgrade it using Twinkling Titanite as well. I wouldn't recommend upgrading the bow, the Dragon Slayer Great Bow, until maybe New Game Plus. It can also knock enemies off their feet, the bow, the arrows can, and it's used in PvP as well, to kind of cheese unfamiliar players or new players. So just come to the left of the Giant Blacksmith and pick up the Hawk Ring. As I say, it's a decent ring if you're interested in going through your playthrough using a bow and arrow as one of your main weapons. We might actually use it in a moment when we invade the world of the Guilty, and you'll see why once we get there. So just make sure that there we go, there's the description. Hawkeye Goth, that was his name, sorry, who was once, I believe, one of the 4 knights of Lord Gwyn. If I'm wrong about that, please correct me. And Hawkeye Goth is maybe somebody we'll encounter later on. Anyway, what to do is come down this way. Our next task is to take him out. That's the immediate task, but the task following that is to actually open the main door of the cathedral. The main door is the one that we approached when we came up to the cathedral, up the big stairs where we had the 2 sentinels guarding the door. These 2 guys down here, there you go, the black eye orb quivering. We can feel the black eye orb quivering. We'll deal with that in a moment. First of all, like I say, I want to open the main doors to the cathedral. And to do that you have to roll off of here. We'll wait till this guy comes up here. They're the Royal Sentinels. You can distinguish between the normal Sentinels and the Royal ones by the fact that the Royals wear the blue cape. Anyway, come over here and push this lever and this will open the door. Try and be quick about it because you've got this guy running after you. You can use the walls here and the pillars and whatnot to your advantage. These guys have about 1/3 more health than the normal Sentinels, and like the normal Sentinels, they take off a lot of stamina damage if they connect with you. They do the shield bash as well, which is it's a pretty deadly move. They have 3,000 souls. You get 3,000 souls, so double the souls that you would get from a normal Sentinel, and they're weak to occult weapons, just like the normal Sentinels. The main difference with these 2 guys is that they have an area of effect attack, the Wrath of the Gods, which can do extreme damage, especially at this level, and in New Game Plus as well. And there we go, there it is. So get out of the way of that. If you see him going for that move, dive back as quickly as possible, roll as far away as quickly as possible. They can also heal using like a sorcery or spell, and they'll get down onto their knee and begin to heal, but you can actually just kill them when they go to do that. that's the way to Ornstein and Smo. We'll take them on in the next episode. First of all, we want to invade the world of the guilty, and to do that, you use your black eye orb, the one that we equipped at the beginning. There we go, it's down on the bottom left there. I couldn't remember, because it had been a long time since I played the game, I couldn't remember where you spawn when you invade their world, or his world. So searching for the world of the guilty, and that's why I hid behind the pillar, because they are at the opposite side of the room from the side that we're on just now. Important, heal up before you do this, because once you're here you can't heal using Estus, you can only heal using humanity, so that's another thing, put humanity on your bar. I don't like healing when I'm here, I just like to try and get it over and done with, without having to pop a humanity. So I was thinking about what ring to use here. I've got the wolf ring on, but you can, you know, I would suggest using a bow and arrow, and what we're going to do is you can see that there's Lautrec's in the distance, that's the guilty, that's the murderer of the Firekeeper, and he's got 2 guards with him. One is a mage, the one with the red robe on is a mage, and he will fire like a soul arrow at you. And if you take them all on at the same time, it can be a bit of a handful, a bit chaotic. You actually only need to kill Lautrec to end the fight, but if you take out the mage, you can actually get the possibility of getting the tin banishment catalyst, which is one of the best catalysts in the game, if not maybe the best. But anyway, so we pull him. You can put the hawk ring on if you're struggling to get close and you know, inflict any damage on these guys, and that should pull them one at a time. I would suggest pulling the mage first, he's the easiest out of all of them. Both of them, all of them in fact, have a decent amount of health. He has no poise. I can't remember if the spear wielding guard has any poise. Lautrec himself has poise, a decent amount. Lautrec is dangerous because he carries 2 chatels in his hand. He has no shield, but he can actually get past shield defences because the chatels hook in behind the shield. And Lautrec is very fast as well. His movement speed is fast. These guys, like I say, aren't particularly difficult. They're not difficult on their own, they're difficult when you're fighting Lautrec, or you're fighting all of them at once. So now the main battle commences. So there you go, I died. I should have waited for him to perform his attack before I went for mine. That was just carelessness. Don't worry, if you die here you don't lose your souls or your humanity. You just return to your world. You've failed in your task and you'll need to do it again. We'll actually do it in the next episode, and in the next episode as well we'll take on Ornstein and Smo. If you're having particular difficulty with the Lautrec fight, there's many methods you can use to take him out. Once you get him on his own, he's not particularly difficult. Anyway, I'll see you in the next episode, and I hope this episode was of some help to you. Thank you.